Vancouver's big move for Filip Hronek was a striking and polarizing change in the club's recent trading plans. The discussion in this market has been so focused on the cost and aggressive timing of the trade that we haven't spent enough time analyzing what kind of value Hronek will bring. It's important to dive deep into this as 25-year-old right field defender is in the midst of a debut season where he has bordered on best double quality value. Or did the Canucks have unique opportunity to add a player who has legitimately leveled up their game to premium position? Let's dig. Hronek entered the league at the age of 21 and immediately assumed an important role. Awful fell into hands of Wolves, playing best couple role for rebuilt Red Wings for 22 to 24 minutes per game and being tasked with defending opponents' best players. Hronek was immediately productive on offense, scoring 80 points 167 games in his first 3 seasons the NHL. However, there were major gaps in his versatile game. Hronek struggled to maintain an even-powered game, scoring 81 goals and 139 on the ice in those first 3 seasons 5-on-5. It was even a healthy 0 for a double match in early 2021-22. However, it's understandable that a young defender is struggling to deal with tough moments on a poor rebuilding team. Hronek has taken a huge step forward this year. Season 2. With Moritz Seider in a second double role. This meant a lighter workload as he faced league-average matches and slightly clipped minutes. Hronek responded by playing 18 fewer games than last year, leveling a career-high 38 points and providing a positive 5-5 goal share for the first time in his career. It's worth noting that he uses 103 PDO, which means he has some offensive hops and has goalkeepers defensively. Swings a higher than normal savings percentage. I wouldn't worry too much about this escape being unsustainable, as some of the moments he had to play with Ben Chiarot made up for some of that good luck. Chiarot had a profound effect on Seider's number early in the season. When they split, Chiarot had a similarly devastating effect on Hronek's 5-on-5 game. Hronek had a two-way encouraging effect when paired with anyone other than Chiarot. However, the numbers only tell part of the story for a player. I watched some tapes of Hronek's play this season to get more insight into why it's had a debut year and what kind of effect it could have on the Canucks' blue streak. Significantly improved defense gameplay from Hronek's progress this season was immediately evident while watching the movie. In the past, he was described as a player with defensive warts, but I was impressed by how complete his all-round play seemed. He certainly didn't look like the second coming of Chris Tanev on defense, but he does seem like a reliable, all-round player. His best feature on defense was his competitiveness. Hronek is of average size but stands out as a one-on-one defender. When an offensive player holds the puck for too long, Hronek is aggressive in closing the gap using his body and club to disrupt play, create a change in possession. In the clip below, Cozens heads into the offensive zone for a clean entry. Cozens tries to interrupt a pass, but Hronek jumps in and spoils the game and the Red Wings can get out of their area. Hronek is constantly trying to harass and pressure disc carriers. Here's another example of Matt Boldy that resulted in a change of hands. Below, you'll see a neat one-on-one defense lineup against Steven Stamkos. Hronek guards a narrow gap. Stamkos running out of space to play. And then Former throws a short D-to-D pass to Chiarot, helping the Red Wings go other way. Hronek's competitiveness allows him to fight effectively against bigger forwards around the crease. For example, there was a game in the same Tampa Bay game where he won a pivotal battle against Alex Orn for rebounds right in front of the net. When a team can quickly spin puck around zone, Hronek can be prone to closing field too late, which sometimes results against odds. He's not the most agile offensive defender either. Below is a 2-for-1 rush where Sabers can make 3 passes back and forth before building up a Class A chance. One of the biggest problems for Canucks is that defensive players don't read games fast enough to eliminate dangerous attack threats. Hronek, on the other hand, is constantly looking over his shoulder and checking to block passing lanes. This helped him defend crossovers. I've put together a compilation of 3 examples that help prevent a dangerous transition. Hronek doesn't make terrible readings or displace himself. He's taken a serious step towards becoming a competitive, effective defender this season, and that's evident from his massive improvement in penalty kill results. How much will Hronek's moving the disc help the Canucks? One of the other surprises while watching Hronek was that it wasn't exactly horsepower like I thought it could be. He's still a solid shipper and will instantly become Canucks' best right-hand disc carrier. Don't get me wrong, but I hesitate to use words like high-end and dynamic to describe his transportation skills. According to Corey Schneider's follow-up, this season, Hronek has led 5.04 defensive zone exits with 1 ball in 60 minutes. Among Red Wings defenders, Seider is 4th behind Jake Wallman and Olli Mata. Hronek is a smooth, cerebral disc carrier. This allows him to slide puck on the ice when opponent pre-flight retracts. Here are a few examples below. In other words, give it some space and it's a self-confident disc carrier. But pre-check him aggressively and he'll look to ice or punt the puck. While the front controllers close fast, it can be a bit inconsistent. Other times, he may not be able to make the best decision under pressure. For example, in game below, Hronek has option of making a bank pass to a teammate in neutral zone, but instead throws it off board and sends it back to Minnesota Wild. Overall, Hronek seems like kind of player whose ability to move the puck depends on quality of his teammates' close support. He can hit those targets efficiently when he has wingers and pivots who go deep to relieve the pressure and offer good passing options. If he has space for himself, he can also slide it individually. But if teammate support is mixed, he will often knock or drop pucks off the board. Hronek's mobility and solid disc-moving skills will help the Canucks. But don't attach a slow anchor partner it, and don't expect it to be able to carry the pair on its own the way a dynamic premium disc carrier can. Hronek's bad hit and other offensive tools. Hronek is a dangerous dual threat in the offensive zone. As both shooter and setter, he can smash the puck with a one-shot hard hit, but he can also get in and pick his spot with a snipe. Detroit defender Filip Hronek scored the 25th point of the season with his 7th goal in sniping against PP. What a shot! Teams need to respect his. So he can fake and then shoot a teammate with pass. Good reads with the disc come naturally to Hronek, who can also walk the line quite well. Hronek is really adept at pinching wall to keep the games alive in offensive zone. Neither of these are standalone games, but the benefit builds up over time. Yet a defensive player's ability to score is often tied to opportunity. So don't be surprised if his production dwindles given that 16 of Hronek's 38 points come in the Canucks power play with Quinn Hughes. In PP1, we don't yet know if Hronek will play Hughes in a 5-on-5 or a second pair, so Canucks can split their 2 best defenders and maximize the time at least one of them is on ice. But Hronek will definitely at least take some shifts with Hughes while the Canucks are behind. It will be really exciting to watch because Hughes has never had a partner with Hronek's offensive versatility. Solution: Hronek profiles as a two-way defender who can do anything. It wasn't as dynamic leading breaks as I had expected, but it was much more reliable on defense than I expected, especially when his matches and minutes scaled more reasonably. For me, he checks the boxes of quality number 3 defender, someone who can either hit a legitimate Number 1 like Hughes or be an effective driver in his own pair provided he has competent partner. Regardless of how he's deployed, Hronek is by far better than any right field defender the Canucks have employed this season and should be a core player for a while.